Photography is a way of feeling, of touching, of loving. What you have caught on film is captured forever. It remembers little things long after you've forgotten everything. These words by Aaron Siskind best illustrates the general attitude many people have towards photography. Life is based on choices that you deliberately have to make on your own, because it's from these very same choices that your living is based upon. It is also important to understand that not everyone will understand your pursuit and vision at the start level, but as you continue to conquer and endure challenges, they then will see the need for your frantic efforts to be different in following your passion. Modern photography was birthed from such a mindset, one that the entrepreneur found to be inspiring.
My name is Moses Odanga. I am a part-time photographer who is based in Mombasa.
The secret about being inspired each day is looking for something positive in each day, even though some days you have to look a little harder.
What inspired modern photography to be where it is right now, I give a lot of credit and attribute to my elder brother, Ruben, who has been doing it for quite a while. And at the point at which I was starting, I think the first time he asked me, would you prefer to be a model or be the person behind that camera? And after a lot of thinking, I realized being behind the camera would be a much fun experience. And then after that, I think it has been a lot of persistence and pushing myself to beat myself, to better myself in the skill and taking images. And then from that, I can attest to the downs and ups and downs in doing the photography. And I've been able to achieve some milestones as a photographer, and I'm so grateful.
30-year-old Moses would establish modern photography in 2010. We all have the ability to brew an idea, give a perception, condemn an action, but what makes us unique is how we do it. Your action and energy put into what you do is what makes you stand out, and Moses knows this a bit too well.
Being able to build that rapport with the client, build that relationship. And for a long time, there's been a misconception believing that doing, you could be really good, you could be a very, very talented photographer, but not being able to be professional and also build a very good relationship with your subjects, that being my client. And I think that has gone a long way. I've been able to get referrals and go to places that I would never imagine that I would be in the last 2 years or 3 years, something like that.
Challenges are inevitable. However, how you choose to overcome them is what matters in your entrepreneurial journey. Many perceive photography to be simply the action of clicking a button, and voila, a still image is captured. But hardly do we think about the intricacies in the process of capturing the perfect shot.
One of the major challenges that we face in the photography fraternity, and I don't want to speak for even on my other colleagues in different aspects, I should ask them, buying the equipment can be a big hassle. I remember for myself, the first camera I would hide in a place called Diani. So I would commute from Mombasa to Diani. I would get a job for as low as I think 5,000, and then I would be able to pay the owner of the camera about 2,000. So you could imagine me commuting from Mombasa to Diani to only make that difference. And cameras that we use for photography, if you really want a good camera, depending on the type of photography that you're venturing into, if you have a budget between $1,500 to I think 6,000 or 7,000, depending on what type of photography you're doing. So equipment is really expensive, lighting is really expensive, and then also another challenge is that the publics, the clientele, people have not been able to appreciate and just pay for photography very well, because people take it, look at it from a cliche perspective. They're like, it's just pictures. What is so big about pictures?
Moses is a graduate of public relations from the University of Nairobi. Before embarking in self-employment, he worked at African Coffee as a clerk. Philip Kotler says the winning strategy in any business is to carefully define the target market and understand the need that comes to the particular group so as to meet the need with sufficient supplies.
The type of clientele that I've been able to serve for the recent years, I've been able to do a bit of wedding photography, a bit of candid photography, whereby you just go to the streets, still moments, people in their element, working. And the one that I've really been big on and I'm really passionate about is portraiture, doing a lot of portraits. It is an area that I'm very passionate about, and also doing a lot of community-based work. It's more of like documentary type of photography, whereby it would have me going to the very normal environments where people are doing their Jua Kali work, documenting their work, here listening to their stories, and just taking part in the process and understanding what they're doing and be able to appreciate it.
People often forget that it is your own choice how you want to spend the rest of your life. And when Moses is asked and why he chose to go into self-employment,
everyone desires to be their own boss. Employment is good, it's not a bad thing. You have job security, but the other challenge is that you have to live up to, you're working for someone. I'd say the biggest passion and desire is that as a photographer, or let me say as a creative, when you're starting up, you're usually very, you're very passionate. You do whatever you're doing it for whatever, even if it's pro bono, free of charge. And the biggest challenge is converting that talent into making money. So being able to transition from that one level to another, and then form that entity as a photographer or as a videographer, and then being able to understand how you can make money out of it. It is a satisfying process. It is very nice. You feel so good about it. I would stick to being self-employed because I have that freedom to be open-minded. Photography has taken me to places where a day-to-day job, 8 to 5, cannot take me.
if you believe you can, then pursue it. Not everyone will be on board, but when you conquer, they will have a story to tell. Moses says he received mixed emotions when he chose to pursue his passion.
For the general reaction that my parents and friends had towards this, it was a bit mixed. For my friends, they could see what I was, they were able to see my potential, whatever I could be able to do at that time. And they were really encouraging and say, boss, just go for it. And they'd equally call me for the small gigs to be able to support me and see to that I'm able to push myself to the next level. But for my parents, I think it was a bit challenging because they never understood why they would take me to university and just to see me click images. And I think the turning point for them, it was when I was able to document images of our governor in Mombasa. For them to be able to see such images done by me, I think it was an experience that made them very proud of their son. And from there, they saw that this young man is really good at this talent. So they've been able to support me in all aspects, if it's in terms of finances, praying with me, guiding me, and that is basically how it has been.
Marketing is one of the most important functions for any business venture. Through this, an organization is able to increase its profits. In an era of social media, modern photography has utilized a tried and tested method, word of mouth.
This has been primarily because of referrals. Referrals go a long way, and that would still take us back to the first point about relationships. You see, if I'm able to build a bridge with you, I'm able to create a very nice rapport with you, I'm certainly sure you'll be able to refer me to the next person. If it's your brother, if it's your cousin, if it's your auntie, they'll be really eager to know what this guy is able to offer as a photographer. So despite doing Facebook, having a website, doing Instagram, I think in the long run, it goes down to people skills. I still bank on and rely on a lot of referrals. There are people who are confident, just because you did good work for their brother, they'll be able to take you and refer you to that other person.
Modern photography was established with a startup capital of 25,000 Kenyan shillings. This amount was used in the purchase of a camera. So what advice does Moses Odanga have for aspiring entrepreneurs?
As a photographer, to be able to see that your client is happy after the photo shoot that you've done, I think it is one of the most satisfying elements as a person that I'd feel. I think it is if it's something that I feel that I'm paid well and I feel nice about it, it is that feeling that that person is satisfied, that person is feeling good about themselves. And then also being able to know that when you're doing that photo session, you're able to push this person to limits that he or she would not be able to reach. And then they see the end result. I think it's one of the things that I'd say as a person, it's so satisfying. It is a very happy moment that I usually look forward to, the look on their faces.